The Journeyman. The Journeyman was part of Irish life for many centuries up to the 1960s. Called An Spalpin Fánach in Irish, he travelled to different parts of Ireland through the different seasons of the year. He was a trusted, well-respected wandering labourer who, while he was a welcome member of every family, he belonged to none. People waited for his arrival, returning always at the same time every year. Before the age of modern communications, he brought the news from around the country from place to place. At night he would sit by the fireside and tell the stories of his travels and the happenings in the country. He lived at the same time a very vulnerable life, vulnerable to weather and social conditions.
Welcome to the house of Patrick Moriarty. Our opening scene this evening is a typical farmyard. The Moriarty family, working together and assisted by their neighbours, set in rural Ireland in the late 1880s and the early 1900s. This play is based on the true story which happened in this locality.
We best get this done while the dew is burning off, Jack.
Good morning, Mr. Moriarty. I was just looking into your fields as I came along the road, and I see that you have the hay bowls.
At this time of the year, you just have to pick the right time. One of those showers that come over Slewey would put an end to a day's work, or maybe 2 days' work. But God takes care of all things, and all things get done.
We sure have to help one another out.
Well, hopefully, Nelly, winter's a long time away, and by the time winter comes, sure we'll have the work done. And then you know from around the country.
Plenty of gossip, Mr. Moriarty, but only some to be talked about in whispers. But for the general public last night, I was in Askamore, and they were telling me that Barney from AO is on his rounds again, looking fresh and well, after travelling the country last winter and spring, and hale and hearty. And he has loads of stories after seeing the whole country. This is his usual haunt, isn't it? I mean, for the rest of the locality.
It is. Sure, you could say he's one of the family. Well, Barney had come here at this time of the year in time for the haymaking.
Well, you could say now that we could be expecting him now any time, because last night they were certain that he has come back.
Any more news, Nelly? Were you in the post office then?
Well, I was down there all morning, but there was no great news in it. But they say that, you know Paddy Delaney from the back of the hill. They're saying poor Paddy now is not well and his time is short.
Ah, poor Paddy. A decent man. Worked hard on that land up there. For anyone that ever crossed the mountain or the hill up there, Paddy looked after him, his wife and family as well. They're all gone now, to England or America. Sure, isn't Paddy living on his own?
He is. He's living on his own. And they says now that it's time for him to go to the county home. Well, that's what they says up there anyway. But Paddy's holding out that the neighbours will look after him, because Paddy always looked after those that was sick and in need over the years.
The blessings of God on a decent man, Nelly. Sure isn't the road we'll all go. We work here year in and year out to look after our own. And sure, then one day comes the end. But sure, with God on our side, Nelly, sure maybe the next world is a better place.
Sure, they sure tell us it will be a better place.
Well, good day to you, Nelly, and God's blessings upon you.
Well, good day to you, Kite and Mrs. Moriarty. We're just talking here about the hard work that we all have to do, and sure, happiness your money couldn't buy.
Oh, that's for sure, Nelly. But thank God we're healthy and we're happy.
Will you translate that for us, Kite? What's that great old lady saying to us today?
Anya,
man, Barney. Delighted to see you. You're just in time for the hay, eh?
Well, thanks be to God and to His Holy Mother, here I am again. In the house of Moriarty and his family.
Barney, and you're as welcome as the flowers in May.
God bless you, Kite. God bless you, Anya. I'm glad. Well, would you look at Rory and say, come here, you lads, now. Look at the length of you. I have something here for you now. A bag of the finest, roundest marbles from the west of Ireland. There you are now. And the square ones are for Bill Kenny.
Go ahead, chaps, and play. Hey, Barney. What's strange around the country?
Oh, tis great excitement round the country, Patrick. Great excitement. It's all big marches for Home Rule, you see. Aye. So there's thousands of people are gathering in all the towns, and so there's torchlight processions from the winter and through to the spring. Aye. Home rule, they say. Home rule for Ireland. And for the first time in hundreds of years.
Well, if we ever get it, Barney, but it's not the real thing. Not just home rule. We need to be looking after ourselves.
Ah. Jack, it is the first step down in our own country again. Isn't your mother a great age, Patrick?
She's 98 years of age.
Aye.
Not many of her breed left, you know. Originally from Kilrush, the last place in Wexford to speak Irish.
Aye.
And the older she gets, the more she speaks, and the less she speaks the English language. Always telling the children lovely little stories and telling them how to be good and look after one another.
Aye.
Enjoy nature and enjoy the seasons.
Well, I'm like that myself. I love the seasons, no matter how they come. I love the spring and I love the summer. And I love the winter too. And I love the harsh weather because I know that the spring will come. There are big changes in the country, Patrick. Changes for the good.
What's happening across the country, Barney?
Well, besides the home rule rallies I was telling you about, there's trains starting out, and they're building railway stations now in every small town. But when I passed, those small towns had no railway stations, and last year a few of them, and this year even more. Aye. These trains are going to bring great changes to the country. And I suppose, like everything else, sure, they'll be for the good and they will be for the bad.
That's right, Barney.
I'm sure you could do with a full stomach again. Now that you have had a long journey to us.
I could.
A bit of grub now would do us no harm.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Oh, George, reason rock of our passion.
Oh, yeah. One last day.
Aberrish, Grandma.
Oh, George, reason rock of our passion. Again, no rare miss slanted. No are more goodness Sarah in a sea coast bottom. It's my Scottish
Irish men from all over the country come on their horses, asking fine for hire. Oh, come, let us go, the journey is long, the journey of the wandering labourer.
Aye. We'll have a bite. Get that bit of rub now, anyway. Oh, Barney.
I have the kettle on the boil. I'll go and make the tea.